Shalom. Shalom, my brothers and sisters. My name is Symmanayah, and this is an end time alert. End time alert number 35. Yashar'al's Great Migration, part 21. While many of us continue in our day-to-day activities, whether it be going to work, looking for work, being at home, full-time ministry, full-time work, homeschooling, whatever the case may be, as we go into our day-to-day activities, we are too busy oftentimes to even realize that there are details and processes that will occur in bringing Yashar'al, a nation of believers. So when you hear me talk about Yashar'al, I'm talking about a nation of believers, both Hebrew and Goyim, or Gentiles, which means other nations, that are made one through Yahusha, Mashiach, Yahusha, the Messiah. So when I talk about Yashar'al, it is believers made one, both Hebrew and Goyim. If we seek to understand and to know, if we study the scriptures and pray, many of us will come to embrace the realities that one day, Yashar'al, a nation of believers, will be gathered together from the four corners of the earth. One day, a nation that was rejected, that was an outcast, Hebrews, will come to know who they are. One day, Hebrews will come to realize that Yashar'al, the banner of Yashar'al, is pertaining to all believers, both Hebrew and Goyim. But I'll talk about that in the next alert. What I want to say to you, my brothers and sisters, is this. Many of us are walking around bold, confident, overzealous. There are many of us who believe that we need to help the Spirit of Yahusha in the restoration of Yashar'al, opposed to worshiping and obeying His guidance, opposed to studying and praying and getting to know His voice. There are many of us who think we can take it from here, or we got enough fuel that we can run with it from here. There are many of us overconfident, overzealous, that ignore what is fueling our actions. Is it indeed the Spirit of Yahusha guiding us, or is it because of our anger, the way Hebrews have been mistreated? Isn't it because the lies? Is it because, as Goyim, the false information? So whether it be Hebrew or Goyim in terms of race, are these things the fuel of our actions, or are we fueled by the Spirit of Yahusha and His guidance? While we may step into confidence, oftentimes, many of us are confidently wrong. And if we're wrong in any way, in any wise, in our actions, in our speech, in the things, in how we govern ourselves, wrong is wrong, and wrong is sin, and sin is rebellion and an attack against righteousness. So how many of us realize that if we fail to sincerely seek to worship and obey the Most High, that we take on the role of an obstacle? That's right, my brothers and sisters. If we're not walking in obedience, if we're not seeking truth and righteousness, if we're not seeking to get to know the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha and be guided by His set-apart Spirit, then we take on, whether it be for a moment, we take on the cloak of an obstacle, the cloak of rebellion. Let me bring to your attention, my brothers and sisters, a verse in Proverbs. Proverbs 1:7. Again, Proverbs 1:7. The fear of Yahuah is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. Let me read that again. The fear of Yahuah is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. So, my brothers and sisters, are we going to be confidently wrong? Are we standing up with a cloak of rebellion, the covering of an obstacle? Are we going to be an obstacle? Or will we fear Yahuah? Because if we fear Yahuah, my brothers and sisters, that is the beginning of knowledge. Knowledge that he will reveal to us as he see fit through his spirit, through his sacrificed son spirit, the Spirit of Yahusha, the set apart spirit. As it is written, the Father will send the Comforter in the name of the Mashiach, and his name is Yahusha. So if we fear, we set ourselves in a position of worship and obedience where we can begin to gain knowledge as he see fit. So many people think that, oh, okay, I fear him, so I'm going to get all the knowledge I need. Well, you're going to get all the knowledge. We will get all the knowledge that Yahuah wants to give us. And only a fool will despise wisdom and discipline. So discipline is a good thing because discipline brings us to correction. Yes, if we're walking to worship and obey and stepping forward, let us be wise. Let us learn how to govern ourselves, how to communicate with one another. Let us avoid being obstacles to our brothers and sisters, but yet let us be instruments of the hand of the Most High. Let us be a voice for the Most High. In other words, him speaking through us. Him speaking through us. Let us be obedient to him and let us not be obstacles. What then would be something of importance as it pertains to knowledge? Consider this, my brothers and sisters. And I've mentioned this verse oftentimes in previous presentations and posts on Facebook. Isaiah 55:11. Isaiah 55:11. Here we have the Most High Yahuah speaking through his prophet Isaiah. And here we hear it is said, Yahuah states, so is my word that goes forth from my mouth. It does not return to me empty, but shall do what I please and shall certainly accomplish what I sent it for. Here we see in a verse in Isaiah 55:11 where the Most High Yahuah lets us know that his word will not return void. It will not return empty. All that he speaks and all that he states will do what it is designed to do. It will accomplish the task at hand. That task might be to echo into the ears of many believers. That task might be to echo in each of our hearts and our spirits, to move us to do the things that are right. So Isaiah 55:11, if we see that Yahuah's word will not return to him void, will not return to him empty, will do what it set out to do, then let us come to realize, my brothers and sisters, if we are not walking in obedience, then we are walking as obstacles, kicking against the pricks. So in order for Yahuah's word to perform the task that's necessary, that means that he would remove the obstacles. Yes, my brothers and sisters, he will remove whatever obstacles that's trying to impede the task that his word has been set out to do. Let us not be obstacles, my brothers. Let us wake up and let us not wear the cloak of rebellion. Good intentions are not righteous actions, my brothers and sisters. Consider these things. For as Yashar'al comes together, we will see an awakening of Hebrews that were once chosen, rejected, but restored by Yahusha. We will see where Hebrew and Goyim believers are made one under Yahusha. Let us be fitly joined together, many members being fitly joined together, and let us not be obstacles, my brothers. His word will perform the tasks that they are designed to do. Consider another passage of Scripture, my brothers and sisters. Another passage of Scriptures I'd like to bring to your attention. And that's Hebrews. Hebrews 6, verse 18. 6th chapter, verse 18. So that by two unchangeable matters in which it is impossible, let me say that again, it is impossible for Elohim to lie, we might have strong encouragement, we who have fled for refuge to lay hold of the expectation set before us. The emphasis here in Hebrews 6:18, my brothers and sisters, is that it's impossible for the Most High to lie. So it's impossible to lie, for him to lie. His word will not return void, and the fear of Yahuah is the beginning of knowledge. So let us begin to fear him, that we may yield and worship and obey and receive the knowledge that is set forth for us to fulfill the task that he has for us. Let us realize when he uses us, when he guides us, his truth will be working. It will perform. It could be as a seed to some, as water to others, and as a multitude of increase to another. Let us receive this, my brothers and sisters. Let the words of this presentation reach the ears of those that it is designed to do. Let this message move forward. For Yashar'al's coming together, it will be necessary in Yashar'al's great migration for us to realize humility, obedience, strength with the confidence of righteousness as guided by the Spirit of Yahusha. Not our own. Not our own. My brothers, I can't stress enough that it is important for us not to be an obstacle, because obstacles will be removed, whether it be in sickness or death, whether it be in financial hardship, or whether it be in the destruction of things to humble us, the destruction of things that will cause us to fall to our knees, to come to humility. Whatever the case may be, my brothers and sisters, let us not be obstacles. Yashar'al will be gathered together, and I would encourage each of us to seek out the Most High with a reverence, with a fear, with an exalting of the Most High, Elohim Yahuah, through his Son Yahusha. I encourage us to realize, though the verse may seem simple about his word not returning void, keep in mind, in order for it not to return void, it must remove all obstacles. It must go beyond all obstacles. It must cut to the very core of anything and anyone that is in the way. Keep in mind, and I've mentioned this example many times, and that's the story of Uzzah. Uzzah, a brother who stretched his hands out to capture to stop the cart from falling that had the Ark of the Covenant. And Yahuah took his life because the Ark of the Covenant was to be bared on the shoulders of the Levitical priests. So, my brothers and sisters, good intentions are not righteous actions. And I will say again, let us not be obstacles. For obstacles will be removed. All righteousness, all messages of truth originate as the word from the Most High Father, and it will do what's necessary, and it will remove obstacles. Let us not be rebellious, my brothers and sisters. This is a time to seek to worship and obey the Most High with all our heart, with all our being, with all our soul, with all our mind. Yashar'al's great migration is unfolding, and the process has begun. Are you learning? Are you listening? Are you preparing? Will you take part? Time will tell. Proof is around the corner, my brothers and sisters. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.